So I've got my new strings all installed. I sort of tuned up as I went along, did one string at a time, but not exactly in tune. Now, of course, a digital tuner is a wonderful, wonderful, revolutionary thing. And the little ones that you can clip right up here, these days you can get them so small that people hardly notice them. But I do think it's very important to be able to tune by ear. And at most music stores, online, wherever, you can pick up a tuning fork. And once you get your A, then you're off and running. Not quite. So there's an oscillation when the notes get close. Two notes played simultaneously. When they get close, there's an oscillation in the sound waves. And what you're listening for is for that oscillation to disappear. Then you know you've got two very close to identical notes. Pretty darn close right there. You know, piano tuners don't use digital. They do it all by ear. There's never a perfect tuning. It's all about relativity. You use the harmonic, the 12th fret harmonic. You put your finger lightly over the string right above the 12th fret, not in the middle of the fret, but right over the line. Pretty darn close. Of course, I don't have perfect pitch, but it's good enough. Now you've got the A as a reference string. At the 7th fret of the A string and the 5th fret of the low E string, you should get the same note. Of course, you're not quite in tune, so you're going to tune it. And you're going to listen for the oscillation. You're going to get as close as you can. Pretty close. Then I like to test it. Test it with the 5th, the octave, the high 5th. That's pretty darn close. Then you're going to go on the A string and start to go higher. You're going to go on the 5th fret of the A string and the 7th fret of the D string. By the way, you may be a little above the note, you may be a little bit below the note, but you always want to tune up. That is, if you're tuning to a note and you tune down to it, you're coming from higher than the note down to it, it's not going to hold as well as if you're tuning up. So that's why a lot of times you hear people tuning their guitar, they'll tune down and then they'll come up to the note. Because you always want to tune up. It makes your tuning more stable. A little sharp, a little flat, I think. Flat is low. You need to come up to it. Sounds good. Now, keep going that same way. You're going to go to the D string with the 5th fret, 7th fret of the G string. Still feel a little flat. So for the B string, it's your odd one out. It's not the same harmonic. You don't do 5th fret G to 7th fret B. But you can use either the 4th fret note of the G string and the open string to get the exact note, or you can use the more pure harmonic of the 7th fret of the low E string and just the open B string. Those three notes, the G string, the D, the G, and the B, are a G major chord. And sometimes I like to, once I know I've got the D and the G in tune using harmonics, which are clearer notes, I get the B string as close as I can, and then I listen for the chord in harmonics and in open to just see if the relationship sounds right. Pretty close. Do it in harmonic. Pretty good. You can do the 5th fret harmonic is also an octave. 12th fret is an octave, and the 7th fret is a 5th, right? So now we can go back to using harmonics from the B string on the 5th fret and the high E on the 7th. You can really hear the oscillation there and hear it disappearing as the notes get closer together. Sounds pretty good. Playable. Now, if everybody else is tuned to digital, I may be a little off. But I'm pretty darn close. And you never need a battery for your tuning fork. Keep it in your case. It's good to listen to the sound of the relationships of the strings when you strum them open in standard tuning. Sometimes if you pick up a guitar that's pretty well out of tune, you can get your A and then you can sort of tune to that. It's a sound you'll get real familiar with if you play guitar for a while. And if you can save yourself a lot of time by just sort of working yourself up to the basic sound and then fine-tuning using the harmonics, or even fine-tuning using a digital tuner. I use digital tuners for shows all the time, but when I'm sitting at home, it's great practice to just use the tuning fork and tune by ear.